This is a remote for the teleprompter. I'm trying to write my stuff down. So, last we left off on the Mustang, I was waiting to borrow a set of wheels and tires to put this thing on the ground. Well, wheels and tires acquired. Wheels and tires, the rollers are on. Wham. Clearly I need to adjust the tie rod end so it's not all so it rolls straight. But let's put this thing on the ground. Just, see what happens. I've also acquired a few more parts since that last video, some of which we should try and install today to see how or if it all fits. First though, I've popped in this different grille from Mustangs to Fear. It has spots for a pair of center mounted driving or fog lights. I already know what I want to fit in there, but leave a comment about what you would put in there. While you're doing that, hit like and subscribe so the algorithm picks up the pace on these Mustang videos, or if you hate this content, I guess, actively avoid doing that. Either way, do what makes you happy. Okay, new parts. Can you guess what's in this rather long box? That's right, it's the shift lever. No, it's the drive shaft. The internet says I need a slightly cut down 50-inch drive shaft, and I went with steel instead of aluminum. I've got the various yokes and U-joints and assorted hardware needed to get this in the car, and I should do that, but it would be silly to do it without a gearbox to hold it up from the other end, right? Well, good thing I've got that covered too then. Billy Madison style. It's a rebuilt T5, which based on some of the castings on the box, I think it came from a mid-90s Mustang, probably backed up some manner of 302 at some point in its life, but now it's going to back up a 351. With these T5s, there's basically two different versions you can get for specific. There's the world class and non-world class, and that just goes and talks about like how much torque it can handle. It's not that one is better than the other, but one is kind of better than the other. The world class box, the quickest way you can tell it's a world class box is there's a front bearing cover on the front of it underneath the shaft that goes towards the engine. And if it's like a smooth one, it's non-world class. And if it has a recess, it's world class. It's as simple as that. There's so many videos on this out there. I've been looking at this stuff. You can also look at the serial numbers on the casting and all that, blah, 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 blah. But either way, this should be a world-class transmission. The builder also said they put in some support plate that lets you throw extra power at it, like 50 more horsepower. But the power that will be making out of the 351, it should be fine. I'm not building like some crazy drag motor and doing insane hard launches off the line. But either way, gearbox is here. Let's get it in. See if I can still do this. I need to go find that. Wait a minute. Back up. So, I was going to install the transmission, and then I thought, why? Why do all that just to sit it in the car, just so it's in the car and out of the way when I still need to get this thing towed over to the shop to get the wiring done and the brake lines. So there's no need to bolt that up without having the engine to hold it in place from the other side anyway. Yes, it would be on the trans mount, but there's still things that need to be done to the transmission and the bell housing. So I'm gonna hold off on that, but I do have good news because other things have arrived. My wheels are here. It's on the rollers, yes, and that's great, but my wheels have arrived from Mini Light in England. They're sitting there waiting to get mounted, and I'm very excited about that. Also, I was back east for a wedding recently, and while I was back there, I ordered a little something for the car. Now, yes, it looks ugly on the outside, but that doesn't mean it can't look nice in certain spots and have cool things bolted up to it, like those aforementioned wheels. So what is this? Ugh. Man, this is fancy in here. This is the shift lever. I was on the Ring Brothers website for some reason because they make parts, and I've been wondering which shift lever I'm going to want to put on that thing. And I was thinking, should I go with a Hurst? Should I, just a simple Mustang one? Then I noticed the Ring Brothers make one that looks awesome and is adjustable. So you loosen that, you change the angle of this, and is that gonna focus? Of course not, because it hates me and I don't know how to use cameras. It's got the little Ring Brothers logo. So this thing's pretty badass, bolts right up to the T5. I'll have to figure out what kind of ball I want on the top of this thing, but I can adjust the angle based on where the seating position is. And it was as much as a Hurst one would have cost anyway. So this is awesome. And it's just a sweet little piece for this otherwise ugly car. I've been thinking I want like a wooden shift ball like you would find in some Porsche builds. I just think that idea is kind of cool and slightly different for something for a Mustang. And I wanted one made out of Koa wood, and I found somebody who does custom ones, and the price was like laughably, ridiculously expensive. So I'm gonna figure out another solution there. But either way, lots of updates for the car. It's cool seeing it sitting on the ground. Engine is basically ready to go. I'm ordering the hydraulic clutch kit, which this thing will need, especially to clear the long tube headers anyway. And once it's back from wiring and getting its brake lines done and the clutch kit arrives, it's time to start assembling, which is crazy. Here we go. Whoop. So when we last left off the Mustang, I was waiting to borrow a set of wheels and put this thing on the ground. Well, wheels and tires required. The Mustang is sitting on the ground. Let's do that again because that was terrible.